The RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League is on the air. That's right, we will be crowning a champion tonight. Live from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway IR05 edition. It's the final race of the season. We started with 12. We are now down to 4. This broadcast being brought to you by RobertsTechJobs.com, your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contact positions in the IT field for IT professionals. Go to RobertsTechJobs.com for more information. This broadcast also being brought to you by Hand Over Fist Racing, proudly sponsored by the Disabled American Veterans Association. Disabled American Veterans, an all-volunteer fleet of non-critical medical transport for America's veterans. For more information on how you can get involved, go to dav.org. This broadcast also being brought to you by David Llewellyn and the DHL Express, Mr. Robert Lacavara and Convergent Composites, Joe Morganti and the Lugnuts Hub, Mr. Hoot Baker, and promotional consideration paid for by Motorsports Graphic Designs. For all your in-sim graphical needs, you got some going through your mind, you want to see it on your race car, give Tyler Graff a jingle. Motorsports Graphic Designs. Attempt number 2 at getting qualifying in here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Tony Trapasso up in the booth, joined by the lovely and talented Miss Layla Wilson on broadcast and Mr. Creighton Carter on race control. Layla, how are you doing this evening?
I am doing fantastic because Tony Gardner just announced that we're getting dirt linear, so everything is fine in the world.
I'm sorry, did you just say dirt linear?
Dirt linear.
I think I have I think I have happiness going on.
Your underwear?
Yeah, happiness is going on down there.
My husband is his mind's gonna be blown when he sees that, because me and him were just talking about that, like, where the hell is anything under a half mile on dirt? So today's a good day.
The only other thing that they could do to make me even happier would be to bring some form of dirt northeast racetrack into iRacing.
Well, I have some possibly good news for you. For those of you up in the Northeast, there was a iRacing scanner van spotted not too far from Lebanon Valley Speedway. It's unclear if that's where they were headed, but they were in the area. I'm just going to start being the iRacing news show if we keep this up. We should probably look at the qualifying times.
Well, the 4 that we have remaining, Isaiah Dupree, Mike Whitaker, Tyler Graff, and Kevin Paskowicz. Qualifying currently underway, about a minute left before the drivers' meeting. Greg Napier currently sitting quick time, 40.694. David Llewellyn, another person to never count out here at Indy. I remember the last time I raced here, I should say. David unlapped himself from 2 laps down to finish on the podium.
Whew.
Currently sitting second quick. Jay Anderson, always fast, sitting third quick. First of the chasers, Isaiah Dupree, currently sitting 4th quick. Kevin Paskowicz, 5th quick. The world's fastest hippie, Mike Whitaker, 6th quick. And Tyler Graff currently sitting 8th quick. So everybody that's still in the chase is going to be lumped right there. They're all still in that hunt. So it's definitely going to be Katie bar the door when we turn these kids loose for 100 laps. So we're going to turn it over to Alex Green as we go live to the free race drivers meeting.
I'd just like to say that I don't have my car number, someone else does.
Gregory.
Yes? Oh, it's okay, but in the future I want it back.
Alex?
He just got kicked.
It's one of those days, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, so let me see. We've got all of our remaining chasers marked with a C here. So I can see Paskowicz is the fastest. Look at Dupree and Whitaker down there right next to each other.
Yeah, that's Paskowicz jumps up to third quick.
93, Isaiah Dupree, and number 707, Mike Whitaker, and the 77 of Tyler Graff. There's a lot of sevens in there. Pitting off, be sure and use the access road all the way around to the backstretch. Pitting in, you can pit off of 4. Scrubbing tires is greatly discouraged. And are there any questions at all?
What about fake pitting?
Yes, no fake pitting.
Much like scrubbing tires, highly discouraged.
Already cut.
It's the stream up?
Yes, the stream is back up. It is a different address than before, so you'll have to watch it in post-race. So,
Okay, is it grid down?
On that note, so Layla,
Yes.
let the shenaniganry begin.
Oh man, this is going to be something. So I see 19 cars took time. It's a pretty good sized field here. Now this track, one thing I always notice, especially compared to the other tracks that we run, is just how narrow, especially this front straightaway is. There's not really a lot of room to avoid a problem that may arise on the front straightaway. On the back straightaway, you can try, but you're probably going to go down in the grass and get murdered. So this track is going to be a lot more treacherous than the other tracks. These drivers are going to spend a lot of time today racing the track, perhaps just as much time as they spent racing each other.
You weren't at Pocono, were you?
Speaking of tracks where there's not a lot, I mean, you have that front straightaway at Pocono, but boy, howdy after that.
As wide as that track is, it's just, I don't know why, but for some reason, every time we go to Pocono, the word dumpster fire comes to mind.
Well, Pocono has always been a track that's kind of a wild card in pretty much any series that goes there. Even the road series, you never know what's gonna happen when you go to Pocono. And I like to think of Indy as one of those places like that, where a lot of the tracks that mini leagues that utilize these bigger NASCAR, IndyCar style tracks. A lot of tracks they go to are more modern, they're wider, there's more runoff, there's a little bit more room to escape.
Right.
And you compare that to this place, it's built unapologetically, or I should say it's been unaltered unapologetically. They go, this is the track, this is where you race.
Here you go.
And, yeah, exactly. It's like Darlington.
Right, and that's the thing. We were here last night, a lot of us were, for the RTFT All-Star Pro League with the Xfinity car, and, 15 cautions later, I was glad to just get out of here. But, a quick rundown of the standings right now. Row number 1 is going to see Greg Napier and David Llewellyn. Row 2, we see Kevin Paskowicz, the first one of our chasers to appear on the standing sheet. He's going to be joined with Gary Bauer, who, surprisingly enough, is not on the front row this time. Gary's teammate and Team Booz Brothers, Jay Anderson, is going to be joined with the second one of our chasers, Isaiah Dupree, in row number 3. Row 4 sees our third chaser, Mike, the world's fastest hippie Whitaker, is going to be joined with Dylan Lucas. And our fourth chaser, Tyler Graff, is going to be joined with Mark Mitchell on row number 5. The rookie, Dustin Ping, who is just coming in this week from the RTFT series, is going to be joined with KP's Team Phenomenal teammate, Sam Cooper-Bennett. Defending IR05 series champion, who unfortunately was not able to transfer into the Final Four, Cody Elder, is going to be joined by Terry Adams on row number 7. Row 8, we see Ronnie Osmer and Ryan Heater. Row 9 is Bob Lacavara and Scott Dick. Row 10, Johnny Antonucci and Alex Green. Row 11, we see Dylan Moskowitz and Tristan Anderson. And starting shotgun on the field looks like Mick Woods.
Well, this ought to be interesting, Tony. This is a larger field than cars who took time, it looks like. So we're going to see a couple of wild cards back there who didn't take time. And, of course, while we do have those 4 cars in the championship hunt, it would be very important not to forget the other 20 or so out here, any of which could win, and any of which could unwittingly and perhaps unwillingly affect this championship.
Very true. A lot of the teams or a lot of the drivers that we're seeing tonight, some of them have a bone to pick, some of them don't have a bone to pick.
Who's going to fight? I want to know.
I'm not one to
fight,
tattletale, but there are a few drivers who are unhappy with each other right now. Again, the competition committee this past week did decide to park Jake Gordon again this season.
What a surprise!
For his actions at the end of the Kentucky race, where if you were watching last week's stream, you saw Jake just torpedo Quentin Young. I mean, there's no other way to describe it.
Minimum age limit for the league.
Well, if that's the case, our pole sitter wouldn't be here.
Except for him.
And Ronnie Osmer also wouldn't be here.
Those two they can all play.
Yeah, so that kind of eliminates the whole.
There was an easier way to determine maturity than age.
Yeah.
Because I've met some 12-year-olds on this game that are very serious and very good. So. Well,
for what it's worth, Ronnie Osmer only 17 years old. And every time that kid
impressed the hell out of me in the last race I was in.
Exactly.
Fantastic run.
Every time that young man takes to the track, it's a new appreciation for the amount of racecraft that he has.
Mm-hmm.
But before I forget to do this,
I'm seeing this is Greg's first pole in the league, so congrats to him.
Yes, Greg did take a little bit of time off too, so it's good to see him back. He impressed the hell out of us early in the season, and then some personal issues came up, and he had to take some time off, and he's back with us and started to impress me again. So
that's one way to come back in style. Just come back and immediately sit on the pole.
Absolutely. So. Excuse me.
100 laps here. Very, very stacked field. Championship on the line. So as we come through 3 and 4 here, I guess we should prepare to hold our breath because it's going to be a zoo going into turn 1.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't see any other way to describe it. Hopefully everybody will, realize that you've got 100 laps to get the job done and not try to win it in turn 1, because you sure as hell can't do that, but you sure can lose it. So field now in Greg Napier's hands. He's holding him back, finally pulls the trigger, and here we go. Nice formation starting to form up here as Paskowicz gets a great jump. David Llewellyn letting KP have that inside line, giving him plenty of room.
Nice.
Not trying to, very, very much so. David actually withdrew from the chase earlier in the season.
Really?
Yeah. Again,
not a fan, eh?
Well, there was a couple of issues that came up. He wasn't pleased with a couple of calls that were made as KP goes to the inside of Greg Napier going into turn 3. Napier giving him plenty of room. Llewellyn going through too, and it looks like KP is going to lead us to lap 1.
99 more of these to go, and we got cars weaving and looking for draft. And now draft, I'd say more than any other track, perhaps even more than Daytona, really will play a factor here today with how flat this place is and how much momentum is involved. At least that's my personal opinion.
Well, you live and die on the front straightaway by how much draft you can get.
Yeah.
We've seen before where, somebody could be damaged and they'll be able to hang in the short chutes, but if they don't have the draft down the front and back straightaways, they're basically a sitting duck.
So we're 2 by 2 here, with Llewellyn and Paskowicz leading their respective lines. Little blink out of Paskowicz there, which I'm not used to seeing out of him. Normally his connection's pretty stable, at least when I've raced him.
This is true. But
Looks
Llewellyn,
like it was just a serpentine thing.
Yeah, you got Llewellyn to the inside, Gary Bauer and Jay Anderson also on the inside. So,
Oh, 3 wide behind him.
oh, and we got a car into the wall. That is
Oh.
Greg Napier.
Hold on to it, Greg. Hold on to it. Oh, he managed to keep it out of traffic if they can just slow down. These things have brakes, right? Just checking.
I think so. Let's go to the replay and see what actually did happen there. You see Napier in the pink number 4.
It looks like he just got up out of the groove and
That's
lost speed.
That's exactly what happened. Got into the marbles, and looks like he may have gotten into the 93 a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of think basically what it was Isaiah knew if he backed out there, he'd get that push.
Right.
And he'd probably go up into the fence, so he's like, okay, I gotta fit in here. And I don't know if Jay knew they were 3 wide. I don't think anyone meant for that to happen. I think they pretty much, everybody did what they had to do, and unfortunately, that did not go well for our pole sitter, who was looking pretty good early on. He was getting plenty of room, just kind of doing his thing there.
That's the thing I think was going on there was Greg saw that Isaiah had a C next to his name and was right there.
Yeah, and he's like, well, let him go.
Tried to give as much room as he could and gave a little too much room, got into the marbles, and ate the safer barrier.
Yeah. I mean, there is also the dreaded arrow push, when the air's taken off the front wing, and of course you pick up a little speed in the draft, so you're going to go into the corner a little deeper even if you don't mean to.
Right.
So, yeah, that's... Ouch. I was just watching that again. That is a shame.
Yeah.
Now, as I recall, there are 2 fast repairs?
3 in this series.
3, okay, so...
2 in the DW12s, 3 in the IR05s.
This probably won't hurt him too bad. As long as he keeps his nose clean, we know he's fast. So we know he can get back up there. Now, he did tow, I believe.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
And
so
this is interesting. We see a lot of takers this early for pit road.
Strategy. I'm watching to see if Greg's going to get off pit road. He's in the very first stall, and these laps are very long undercut. Nope.
No.
I take that back. He's
just
not
went a lap
it.
down.
Actually, looks like he's hopped out of the car?
2 laps down. No, he's not out of the car yet. But 2 laps down already. Unfortunately. So the people choosing to stay out. David Llewellyn, Gary Bauer, Kevin Paskowicz, Sam Cooper Bennett, Dustin Ping, Cody Eldred, Ryan Heater, Terry Adams, Bob Lacavara, Scott Dick, and Alex Green.
First off pit road, Jay Anderson, followed by, looks like Mark Mitchell, Dylan Lucas, Tyler Graff, Ronnie Osmer, Mike Whitaker, Tristan Anderson, Johnny Antonucci, Dylan Moskowitz, and Isaiah Dupree all coming off of pit road.
So of the chasers, the only one staying out, Kevin Paskowicz.
Hey, we're getting pretty good at this.
Which the only one I'm thinking KP remembers what happened last night, where
what did happen last night?
In the Xfinity Series, it was next to impossible to get a clean pass unless you really set it up perfect. Mm-hmm. So track position was everything.
Yeah, and this is kind of what we were touching on earlier with Indy being such a narrow course. You're going to have to really think about where you're passing. Perhaps a little bit less so than in a stock car where this track is just abysmal for passing a lot of the time. In these Indy cars, they're very nimble, they're very light. They want to stick to the track, at least when you're not getting the dreaded arrow push. Gives you a little more impetus to work with when you're looking to make a pass.
True story, but one thing I would like to point out,
yes.
And you can see it on the stream right now, the whole field's in trouble because you've got the teammates nose to tail right now, and they're going to be restarting next to each other. And I'm talking, of course, about Kevin Paskowicz and Sam Cooper Bennett. Running for Team Phenomenal. You see Kevin in the purple car, Sam in the, I believe that's teal and black with the British Eagle on the nose. So I dare say the rest of the field is in trouble because every time those two have gotten hooked up and been able to work together, good luck getting by them because they're just able to work well with each other.
Well, that should shake things up a little. We are currently on lap number 6 of 100, and the pace car lights are on.
I believe we are currently 2 to go.
Oh, man. I think I'm going to miss my league race tonight.
I do apologize, Layla.
Hey, stuff happens.
Because that sounded like a lot of fun with what you were talking about. Now, you
well,
guys
hey,
are...
if we all make it in time, I'm going to invite all these people to come blow off some steam in there.
Well, you normally do a figure 8 race following the...
Yes, and we are going to be practicing. Is it okay if I shill a little bit?
Absolutely. I was actually just going to mention that myself.
We are going to be practicing for the first annual iRacing World Figure 8 Championship. It is a 3-hour figure 8 race mirroring. These psychotic people do this in real life. I love it.
Did you just
because
say
I'm also
3
psychotic.
hours?
3 hours.
3 hours of figure 8 racing without a
They
caution.
do this at the Indianapolis Speedrome. Yes. No brakes, no cautions. You break it, you buy it. So it's going to be using the Silver Crown car because that's about as close as we can get to the Outlaw car. I don't foresee iRacing scanning one for us.
Probably
and
not.
unfortunately, I don't foresee them giving us the Speedrome, so we're going to have Irwindale as a stand-in. We've done a few mock-up figure 8s. You can do one at Sonoma, you can do one at Iowa. Scoring is kind of difficult. So we're going to use Irwindale and the Silver Crown car. It's going to be a 3-hour endurance race. I'm going to try and get some money together for this thing. I'm a huge figure 8 racing fan, always have been.
That sounds
And
like a
so,
blast.
Yeah, hopefully we can talk this Tony Trapasso guy that I've heard of into broadcasting it for us. We'll have to see.
I was actually thinking about that. What I may possibly do is because I enjoy figure 8 just as much as anybody else does.
Ooh,
I may possibly tape delay that broadcast so that I can have the lovely so I can have the lovely and talented Miss Layla Wilson join me on the broadcast.
Yeah, I can definitely do that.
All right, so that's sounds like the game plan.
So hopefully, if some of these folks are this is a really talented group. The talent pool in this league is very impressive. So if any of them are interested in doing the kind of stupid, I can't say that word on air, that I like to do.
Stupid
Wait,
fecal defecation.
If anybody else is as crazy as I am, I would be happy to have some other folks
join
us for
pick me.
Well, you already said you're going to.
I'm a French fry short of a Happy Meal.
It would be very nice to have anybody who'd like to join us out for the first annual World Figure 8 Championship to see who can get the championship belt, because I just decided this is going to be like wrestling.
All right, cool. And speaking of championships,
we got one on the line here.
We got one on the line here. Pace car getting ready to duck on in. David Llewellyn and Gary Bauer on the front row. And pace car is in. Llewellyn holding them back. I'm kind of surprised there.
Look at the front row work together. Look at that.
I'm looking right now. They are in the same team speak. So that would explain that.
I think they're talking to each other, yeah. And that's one thing that you have in sim racing. I remember in NASCAR for a little while, drivers could talk to each other, and NASCAR nipped that in the bud. Here on iRacing, with TeamSpeak and with the ability to make channels, that's not ever going to go away. So you can have a little bit higher communication level. You're not going through a spotter in iRacing.
Right, and there's been times where people from this league have gone elsewhere, and we've been all clustered in one centralized location. It looks like Gary Bauer may have touched the wall coming off of 4.
Yeah, that was close.
And we've all talked together, and okay, we're going on 1. 3, 2, 1, bang, everybody hits the gas, and next thing you know, there's like a 3-second advantage over, all 5 of us and, 6th place.
Ooh, wow.
Ooh, Gary Bauer may have hit the wall again.
He's really having a rough time up there on the outside. There's not a lot of grip up there from what I'm seeing. And that's another difference between this track and your Kansases and your auto clubs and all that. There really isn't much of an outside groove here.
Right. And what I'm seeing right now, Kevin Paskowicz looks like, well, I may have spoke too soon. Kevin Paskowicz looks like he was comfortable just riding behind David Llewellyn, but if I know KP, the whole incident that happened with Jake Gordon last week is why KP is in the finals here, because Jake decided to torpedo Quentin Young. Quentin Young got very upset, shall we say, and retaliated. And it was the retaliation that bounced
That'll do
Quentin
it.
Young out of chase contention because the competition committee docked him 3 points. And
Wow.
before penalties and bonuses, KP and Quentin were tied at the end of Kentucky.
I think that's one thing that definitely keeps things interesting around here is there's always something going on.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, at the end of the day, this isn't real life. It's a sim, and we are all human beings, and this kind of stuff is going to happen. But it certainly makes for interesting storylines, doesn't it?
And what definitely makes for an interesting storyline, Dustin Peng, in his first start with the ISL, going for the lead. And that is Peng in the blue and yellow 14. I believe
Oh,
that's
it's got a
the...
doggy on it.
I was going to say, I believe that's the Fuddruckers car.
Look at the puppy. And the puppy leads lap.
Good
I
dog.
am a professional announcer.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, don't you have dog on the side of your car?
Probably, yeah, my sprint car.
Oh! Sam Cooper Bennett.
He's over. Oh, dear, and that's going to collect several cars who couldn't find the brake pedal. So we got Sam Cooper Bennett rolling there. Let's see.
Go to the
let's
replay
survey
on
the
that one and
damage
see
here.
what happened.
I see SCB, Hanover Fist, both involved. Didn't see anyone else caught up.
Yeah, Hanover Fist just caught a race car to the face.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what just happened. Let's go to a chase
so at the
cam.
start of this, look at SCB and Mark Mitchell, the 42.
Right, you see Mitchell to the inside. We're on a replay right now. You see the yellow car. That's Mitchell.
Oh.
Cooper Bennett just came down on him. And
I don't know if he didn't know he was there or if the car started to get happy on him or what. It looks like just kind of a gentle slide down.
It looked like he was chasing it down the hill. As you have used that phrase numerous times.
Yeah, because
there it is. You saw the back end wiggle just a tick at the start of turn 2, and he started chasing it down the hill and just ran out of room. And Terry Adams. Oh, thank God this is a sim.
That would have been in the helmet. We would have. Oh my gosh! And then there's a few phantom.
The barrel roll that Terry went through. Good grief. So
I'm not seeing any damage on the cars that phantomed through him. From what I can see, Scott Dick and Mike Whitaker both phantomed through there. A few other cars look like they might have phantomed through there, but I don't see any damage on any of them. So it's mostly SCB and Hanover Fist.
And
42, I don't see any damage on it either.
Right.
So it looks like Mark Mitchell comes out of that one okay. No, wait.
It looked wheel-to-wheel contact.
The right front of his wing.
Okay.
When he came out of it, and that's unfortunate because he was kind of just there, and he happened to be in the spot where Sam needed to be to catch the car.
Right.
And you'll see a lot of stuff like that. You'll see it. Dirt, pavement, road, oval. It's just sometimes when you go to catch the car, there just isn't room to do it, and there's nothing you can do about it. Your instincts go, hey, turn into the spin, catch it, and keep going, or hey, counter steer, mash the gas.
As we watch Dustin Peng just slide through his pit stall.
Ooh.
Shenaniganry starting already as the teammates Gary Bauer and Jay Anderson. Gary apparently had taken pits just before that caution came out to try to fix the damage. He pitted under green, so bonus to Gary. Jay with 9 laps on his stint. Everybody else taking it down pit road. Ronnie Osmer winning the race off pit road. So, working lap 14 of 100 under caution here again at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Again, you are watching a presentation of the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League, home of the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League Elite Invitational, which will take place next week. 1 week from today, we'll see the RobertsTechJobs.com Elite Open, which I believe you stated you're throwing your hat into the ring on that one, Miss Wilson.
If I'm not moving furniture or on the road or showing a house,
well,
I will be there.
Hopefully you will be there. And for those wondering what the Elite Open is, it's a challenge that league sponsor Bill Roberts has thrown down. Basically, it's anybody that's won a race in the IR05s or DW12s this past season, or anybody that's ever won a championship in either one of the 3 open wheel series, the Pro Mazda, the IR05s, or the DW12s. So currently, the people with lifetime admission to that race, Cody Eldred and Martin Miller. We will add another name to that list tonight. And so they will be in the Elite Invitational. The Elite Open is basically your last chance qualifier. For those of you who follow the tin top cars, as we call them, if you're familiar with the Sprint Open and a Sprint All-Star race, the
Is it the Monster All-Star now?
the
Like
Monster,
who's...
the Monster
I
All-Star, or
don't even
whatever
know
they're
who's...
calling
I
it.
don't know.
Those
I
those
can't
tin
keep
top
up with
guys, those tin top guys from Charlotte.
Hey, you know them NASCARs is...
Yeah, I didn't
them
want to say
NASCARs is...
I didn't want to say that 5-letter dirty word, but anyways.
Hey, that's okay. They got a new president now, and everything's gonna be totally different. Way better.
Anyways, the Elite Open is
Kill me.
basically a last chance qualifier. It's going to be a 50-lap, run what you brung, hope you brung enough, open setup race in the Pro Mazda at the Milwaukee Mile. The top 3 finishers in the Elite Open will transfer into the Elite Invitational at the tail end of the field. Now, immediately following the Open, we're going to do something that we normally don't do. We're going to be doing Open qualifying, and then we're doing heat races. So where you do your qualifying, or where you finish in your qualifying, even number cars start in heat race number 2, odd number cars start in heat race number 1. Wherever you finish in your heat race is where you're going to line up Sunday for the Invitational.
You know, that brings back a couple memories, because we have, like, at least one more lap till green. You have time for story time real quick?
Always.
Okay, so once upon a time in the ancient year of 2013, back before the sprint car was broken, a mystical age where people actually drove it, well, more people. And
You're talking about the pavement sprint car now.
Yes, because there was no dirt sprint car in 2013. Back in those days, a fella came along and said, "Hey, I got an idea. I'm going to give a bunch of money to people who do the sprint car and the Silver Crown, and at the end of the year, we're going to have a huge race at Milwaukee." And there's a whole side story about how the money and all that stuff went. But the race at Milwaukee was fantastic. The sprint cars and the Silver Crowns both run separate races. They had heats, they had qualifying. There was an open thing, and the rest of us were locked in by our points in the sprint car and the Silver Crown. And this kind of reminds me of that. It was a very, very fun event, and I think this one will definitely be as fun. And if it goes well, next year, maybe you could do a 2-car show.
We'll see what happens.
Like that one. That'd be pretty cool. You could have the Indy cars be one and the Pro Mazda be the other.
Real quick with what's going on there, Bill Roberts is putting $50 on the line for the winner of the invitational portion, so the Sunday portion of the event. $50 to the winner, and he's going to make a $50 donation in the winner's name to the charity of the winner's choice.
Very cool.
And should somebody from the Open, who's got to start tail end of the field, win the invitational, there's an extra $10 on the line.
Wow.
So something to look forward to. So that's next Tuesday will be the Open portion, and the following Sunday will be the invitational.
I really like the charity part.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful. Jay Anderson pulls the trigger early, and we're going to get single file with the top 3 here.
And Gary Bauer getting a great jump. Another one in that same team speak. Team Booz Brothers jumping out to the lead. They've got Ronnie Osmer right with him. Kevin Paskowicz able to hang with him. Paskowicz, the only one of the chasers currently in the top 5.
Trying to get an eye on who that is.
Looks like Alex Green.
He got way out of shape. Fortunately, he saved it. Everybody, fantastic job of driving. Getting not killed there. As looks like Ryan Heater ends up. He either got out of line or just made a brave move down to the bottom, and he's going to bring
David
number
Llewellyn.
11 Llewellyn with him. I'm slowly getting used to all these. I'm so used to covering 10 tops that
Well, these are
takes
different
a while
paint
to get
schemes
used to.
too than the Sunday night cards that you
Yes.
normally broadcast with us. So we are very happy to have you here at the season finale here
It's a
at
season
Indy.
finale. I gotta do it. You know, I can't do it every week, but this week I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. As things are getting pretty tight for the lead, Ronnie Osmer up there he kind of like made a little bit of room on the bottom, and I thought he was going to get something done, but he lost a lot of momentum there. He had to check up, and now he is under attack from it looks like KP up there on the outside.
And that is Kevin Paskowicz and Cody Eldred right on KP's transmission tunnel,
I'm
trying to push
learning.
him by. So Anderson, Bauer, Osmer, Paskowicz, Eldred, Heater, Llewellyn, Graff, Dupree, and Mitchell, your top 10 as we currently sit, working lap number 19.
Yellow.
And, of course, Dylan Lucas. Wow.
Oh my gosh, Hanover Fist again. This time he's stuck up on the top of the fence there. Alex Green and Dylan Lucas is still rolling. He's not breakdancing, but he certainly did a very beautiful cartwheel, kind of
Alex just caught a race car to the face.
yeah. Wow, I'm watching. Okay, so this begins turn 1. Dylan Lucas, Tristan Anderson make contact.
Okay. Yep, there's the contact. Anderson pushed up. Lucas ate the safer barrier, ate the wall, tried to keep it high, could not do so. Sam Cooper Bennett involved. Greg Napier playing the part of a pinata. And then, of course, Dylan Lucas just nose over tail over nose over tail repeatedly.
I am so glad this is a simulator.
I know, right?
Like, this looks like some, like, oh god, one of those videos that you see in the suggested videos on YouTube and you don't click it because you just know there's going to be just blood and guts. And,
yeah, it's one of those, and they didn't walk away.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god.
So we're watching it from chasing Greg Napier right now, and just, oh my lance.
I have to say those are very elegant pirouettes that Dylan Lucas does there at the end. And he doesn't quite stick the landing, but I'm going to give that one a 7.
Let's see what Alex Green saw from in-car. This is the helmet cam on Alex Green. You see Dylan up in front of him there. And just... I'm sorry, that was Greg Napier's cockpit. He just had nowhere to go. Absolutely nowhere to go. So let's go to Alex Green now. And
just
see...
a quick little update on who's pitting while you look at that.
Jeez.
Ronnie Osborne in. David Llewellyn is in. Who's this? Jay Anderson is in. Tyler Graff, Isaiah Dupree, Mike Whitaker. SCB stayed out. Tristan Anderson is in. Dustin Ping is in. Scott Dick is in. That looks like most of them.
Just race car to the face.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Lucas actually, he is done for the night, looks like.
Well, we just watched the in-car from Sam Cooper Bennett. And all you saw was carbon fiber to the front of the helmet. As you look to your left and you see that's Bob Lacavara's Convergent Composites number 5 that is doing a Hogan's Ghost impersonation. But yeah, that's just good grief. And that's what we were afraid was going to happen here at Indy. With nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. You're just along for the ride at that point.
Man. Oh god, now I have to think of another story to tell the kids.
So that's our second. Thank God this is a simulator moment of the night.
I'm trying to think of a story that doesn't involve rookies screaming at each other at Eldora, and that's really difficult.
Well, that was actually a funny race last night when we were playing bottom split bingo at Eldora for the truck race.
For those of you who are watching this stream, if you have the iRacing service, do yourself a favor. If you don't own the truck in Eldora, buy them. Not to drive, just go spectate. C-Class fixed, bottom split. Thank us later.
Yeah, and for bottom split, it's going to be the higher number of the race. So when you see the session number XYZ, whatever is the highest number for the session. That's the quote bottom split, which means that it normally has the drivers with the lower amount of talent.
Ooh, like me.
No, I've raced with you, and you've not been in a bottom split in a long time, lady. Last time you were in a bottom split, it was the only split, and you were car number 1. I remember that race.
There was a time I was in the bottom split in a K&N race. And this was the race that made me YouTube famous for some reason. For like 5 minutes until people realized I never make videos and I'm terrible. I was number 1, Southern National. I guess it's story time again. In the K&N race, me
It's such a
and some of
great
my
race,
friends.
too.
Great. So my friends all ended up on the top split. I'm like, guys, I'm in the bottom split. They're like, oh, it's okay, just pit start and whatever. I look, my number's 1. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna qualify. We'll see what happens. Qualified second, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna get wrecked. There's no cautions in K&N for those who haven't done it. It is a cluster mess. You really don't want to. You want to
Dumpster
subject
fire
yourself to
in
that.
waiting.
Yeah, so Southern National, we're going around there, and that track has a really nice rhythm and flow to it in a car like that. It's like playing music if any of you are musicians, where you fall into that rhythm and you almost become a machine. So I'm doing that, and I'm doing that, and I'm doing that, and the leader's up there, and he's doing his thing, and we start going through lap traffic, and there's cars crashing and flipping, and there's no cautions. So we just keep crashing and flipping, and I drive under a car, and we're going, and
Literally under a car. The car was airborne.
Car high, literally, says the spotter. So we're going through there, and I finally caught the leader in lap traffic, and I got by him, and he was right on my tail, and we're going, and we're going. This is a long race. And I get by this lap car comes down and just destroys second place, and that was the last time I ever saw another car on my lap in that race. The end. That's story time. All my stories are like that. Either it's me just crashing and burning, or like something that happened like 3 years ago when I was relevant.
Next time we've got to talk about how you found the jump at Mount Panorama.
Oh, jeez.
So
yeah, I'll tell that story
but
later.
lights are out on the pace car again. Kevin Paskowicz, one of your chase contenders, currently showing the way. Cody Eldred sitting second. Ryan Heater, Mark Mitchell, Ronnie Osmer, Jay Anderson, David Llewellyn, Isaiah Dupree, another chaser, and the world's fastest hippie, Mike Whitaker, another chaser, and Tyler Graff rounding out your top 10. So all 4 of your chasers in the top 10. This just got good.
It wasn't good already?
Oh, it just got better.
I just like busting chops. It's Tuesday, I'm busting chops. That's what I do.
Absolutely. But, KP and possibly, we're not going to say it, sitting inside of defending IR05 champion Cody Eldred, who unfortunately was not able to transfer, although we can't blame him for trying. Cody ran the first round of this season's chase from a McDonald's parking lot on a laptop.
Yep. I still say he needs the McDonald's sponsorship just because of that.
You don't like his That Just Happened shake and bake car?
It's okay. No, I like it. As KP pulls the trigger nice and early, and he is going to be towing Ryan Heater along with him. And I've been watching Heater because I haven't gotten to see him run before, unless I'm mistaken. So
this is only his 3rd race with us, including 1 week in the DW12s.
He's done a very good job of just nice and smooth, staying out of trouble, and that's really what you got to do in your first race in one of these. Especially the track.
Don't put yourself
first rodeo, but you get me.
Right. Don't put yourself in a situation where people are going to go, dude, what is wrong with you?
Exactly, and I think we've all had that. You join a league, you make a move. It was maybe not the best move, or maybe they didn't think it was the best move, and then you're that driver.
Right, and it's so easy. It's so easy to lose trust, but it's harder than hell to gain trust.
Yeah. As here we go, Ryan Heater for the lead. You might say the lead just heated up.
Boo.
Can we use the song from
Boo.
Kill Me?
Well, you're going to probably want to kill me when you hear how I opened the broadcast tonight.
Was it with Kevin Paskowitz taking the lead back as the number 42 of Mark Mitchell comes up for second? Because that'd be pretty cool.
No, but you're close. It was with the ever incomparable Mr. Freddie Mercury.
Ah.
Haha, and that's all I'm going to say on that one is KP leads the lap, and here goes Mitchell
Down
to the
bottom.
inside.
That was a veteran move by Mitchell. He went just at the right moment to get down underneath KP and make it stick. And he's going to tow Ronnie Osmer along with him. That
Absolutely.
flame job on the side there.
I'm so glad my trading paints is working properly again because...
Osmer went for the whole enchilada and took it going into 3. Almost. Didn't quite clear the 42 there.
Got him now.
Yep. KP now making a bid for the lead. Now, this is kind of what I expected to see with Indy is it's that battle for the bottom groove.
Right.
But you also have to factor in momentum. You have to go wide out of and into the corners to get the best run, and when you do that, you're vulnerable. It's like a boss fight in an old video game.
As KP flirting with disaster, putting 2 tires into the grass. Good grief, but able to make it stick. And Ronnie Osmer trying to push. The only problem with these cars is if
contact, trouble, turn 3, that's the 42 into the wall, up and over. Now, he did have a little help as he's going to come to rest here on the short chute.
Let's go to the replay.
Sticks the landing, and the engine is still running.
He might be able to limp that one back to pit.
I think he's going to make it.
I think he's going to try it. No, he's got no steering.
Come on, you can do it.
He's got no steering. Roll that beautiful bean footage, though.
Yeah, what happened here? Sorry to cut in when that.
You see Mitchell on the high side. I believe that's.
Oh, yeah, that's Llewellyn catches the grass there.
Yep, and there it goes.
You got to be aggressive. You got to try to get down there as close as you can, and sometimes.
He was trying to get to the inside of. I believe that was Dustin Ping. Yeah, it was Dustin Ping in the 14 there. So. Unfortunately, Mark Mitchell coming out on the losing end of that exchange.
He's had a rough day so far. He did manage to get up to the lead, so I guess I'd say more of an up and down day. Now, this tow is probably really going to suck. It's not as long of a tow as it could be, but he had to tow as the pace car was coming out, and you know how that goes. So that means the pace car was already in. Realistically, was in turn 2 by the time he towed. As we wait to see if there's any takers on the pits this time. I would imagine not too many, but I'm probably going to eat my hat.
I would imagine you're going to see. You're going to. Well, I was going to say you're going to see Paskowitz, you're going to see Eldred, and you're going to see Heater because they were 14 laps into a stint. Looks like Greg Napier staying out, Sam Cooper Bennett staying out.
So this is going to put Napier back up front where he started.
No, it's going to put him back on the lead lap.
Oh, jeez. Well,
because remember he played the part of a pinata in one of the earlier crashes.
That's right. Man, he's had a really rough day too.
Absolutely.
I mean, so far the theme of the day has been stay out of trouble. Just stay out of trouble.
And of the cars that did not pit, Bob Lacavara, Alex Green, Tristan Anderson, and Scott Dick. And it looks like Kevin Paskowitz able to win the battle off pit road. So, Mount Panorama, how did you find the jump after the Conrad Straight?
Okay, so back in the mystical year of 2015 when I made videos, I was watching the original Gone in 60 Seconds from 1973. If you
the better version.
The good one. If you have only seen the Nick Cage one, go see the original. The Nick Cage one is just, it doesn't come close to.
You owe it to yourself to see the original and its sequel.
Yeah, and I could get into a whole rant about how amazing the films were in the 70s, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell the story. I'm going to stay focused.
Conrad Straight.
So, me and the indomitable Robert Tarbox Jr. and the psychotic Thomas Powell, we're going to film a chase scene in iRacing, because that's not a stupid idea, and that's something someone would do, and people will think
Oh, okay,
that
hold
we're
on.
cool.
Let me set the scene for this one, because I've seen that video. You were driving.
I was one of the police cars, so I
Right,
was
you
in
were
the
in
Mustang.
the
I think.
Mustang GT 500 RS, painted up like a cop car.
Yeah, and there
Thomas was in the street stock, painted up
yes,
like the Bandit
like the
Trans Am,
Bandit. And
and Tarbox was
Robert was the
in the
other cop.
roof,
Yeah,
painted
and
up like a cop car.
and his cop car, it said like Detective Tony Garden Man on it, and had like a little kid in like Halloween costume, like cop costume on it. And it was like instead of dial 911, it was like PM me.
Yeah.
Oh God, he had Tony Garden Man, and he had one other, and I can't remember. Oh yeah, it was Nim Cross, but it was like spelled wrong. I
Yeah.
don't remember. Point being,
He had the
I
R
was,
backwards,
yeah, that's
like
right.
Toys R Us, and he had the R backwards.
So we are at Mount Panorama, and we're going down that back straightaway there, and I just flat out lose it coming off the last corner where you come down off the mountain and you make your entry to the straightaway. And Tom's like, "Hey, should I stop? Should we reshoot that sequence?" Because me and Robert ran into each other. No, just keep going. Stop on the other side there. I want to try something.
Which,
And
for those
so
of you who are wondering, it's I normally refer to it as Falcon Corner because it's got the Falcon Tire
yeah.
banner on that corner that she's referring to.
So he's waiting under this bridge, and like, I'm not quite sure this will work. I saw a few videos where people had said, "Hey, I can clear it," and they cleared it pretty decently. But I'm in the Mustang and it's damaged. I'm like, I'm probably not going to make this. I had never tried before. There were rumors that they'd closed off the barrier there. So I go charging down there, and I'm expecting to hit a wall. And there's a little tiny ramp of gravel there that I swear iRacing put there on purpose. See, I think they like to have fun. I secretly think iRacing enjoys fun. So they put that little ramp there, and I hit it, and I think I clipped the top of the tire barrier, but I came down on the other side, and it dislodged the rear axle, and the whole car was just spinning around, so I had to shoot it from a really weird angle in like super slow-mo to make it look like I landed it. And then, like, right as I was landing, Thomas, like, does this perfect burnout where it looks like his character just realized that Robert and I had caught up to him when he thought he'd escaped. I don't know. It was stupid, but it was really fun. And one thing I can suggest, anytime any of you get bored on this service, do something so stupid that it brings the fun back to it, because that's really... I think this platform can be used for a lot of stupid things.
For example, trying to find the jump at every track.
And there is a jump at most tracks. Some of them are Easter eggs, some of them are completely unintended. I haven't found one at Indianapolis, although there is a car launcher here.
Yes, there is.
And I'll let you guys find that on your own.
There's also my personal favorite one is at Lime Rock.
Ah, yes. Oh boy, that jump.
The car launcher at Lime Rock.
Oh yes. Oh my gosh. How about the jump at Olton Park?
That's fun too.
Yeah,
But anyways, lights are out on the pace cars. We go into turn number 3. Bob Lacavara, Alex Green, and Tristan Anderson, and Scott Dick staying out. So first 2 rows, all on old tires. Kevin Paskowicz first taker, and everybody behind him went down pit road that time. So this is about to get interesting.
Now we are 1/3 of the way into this, in 2 laps, I should say. So roughly 1/3 of the way into this. We've seen a lot of caution so far. I'm expecting we're going to get probably a long green run in here, and I say that because a lot of drivers have already used at least 1 fast repair. Some have used 2, and at that point, you really can't take risks anymore.
Right. And Lacavara holding them down, and there's a stack up in the back.
Oh man, that was pretty rough duty. Nobody went around, it looks like, but the yellow was...
Sam Cooper Bennett did. Sam
man.
Cooper Bennett was pointing the wrong way on a one-way street.
He's got a little damage on the front wing there. My suggestion to him, if he's listening, is don't take a fastie for that.
Let's see if we can figure out what happened there. We're going to go to a blimp view of the restart. You see Cooper Bennett there on the outside. There's a giant gap in front of...
Oh, that was gross. That's
it was stack up, and finally Sam ate shit. And
Oh,
that was
God.
Dustin Ping looked like he was trying to jump the start. And I say that without much hesitation. You see the Ping there, and as he rear ends, it looks like Cody Eldred. No, that's Jay Anderson that he rear ended. So, let me just PM.
Here comes the pace car. It's charging up through the field at a blistering speed of 75 miles an hour through turn 3. That beautiful, beautiful Ford Mustang pace car is passing people left and right and going through people.
So PM sent to race control. And as you can see, the golf course, Sam and I were talking about the golf course last night. You can see that there are, in the blimp view that we're seeing right now on screen, you can see there are a couple of holes inside the actual track, inside the back straightaway there, as we just went by them. So definitely,
they ought to take that out and put in a big old figure 8 here. What do you think?
people would die.
I mean, people die all the time.
Yeah, but that's just no. That's irresponsible death to make a figure 8 out of the Brickyard.
Is it irresponsible or is it awesome? Or some weird combination thereof, perhaps? Please don't cough up a lung. I need you. I can't do this alone.
All right, so you see the leaders there stopping in turn 4 as they're waiting for the Mustang 500 RS pace car.
You know, with all that horsepower, you think it'd go over 75.
Are you kidding me? That driver has a hard enough time at 45 miles an hour not hitting walls.
No, he usually just phases through them. I mean, we all know that iRacing's haunted and the pace car is the ghost. It's the ghost of a GT500 that once lost a race and he just couldn't deal with it.
Now, for those of you who don't know,
in the afterlife, he tries to lead every race.
For those of you who have no idea what we're talking about, if you've never been to a short track, and when I say short track, I mean anything under a mile in iRacing, the pace car has a tendency to hit the wall. And then, of course, if you or go through the wall, and then if you go to a place like Charlotte, Texas, Kansas, Gateway, the pace car will come screaming out of the pits, go down the back straightaway at 200 miles an hour, and Dale Earnhardt into the turn 3 wall. I would say different racers that it reminds me of, but most people will understand when I say Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah.
Because the vast majority of I'm learning quickly. The vast majority of drivers in iRacing have no idea who Richie Evans is, have no idea who Tony Roper is, have no idea who Kenny Irwin is.
Jeez.
Very few know who Adam Petty was.
Oh my gosh.
So
they're all kids.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't want to be here anymore.
Well, that was like the tour modified that I run. People are going, who's that supposed to be painted like?
Is that Jeff Gordon? Yes, it is. Sure. Fine.
And I mute those people. Because if you don't know where you've come from, you have no idea where you're going.
Well, I think a lot of what we see now, there's been a shift in racing culturally. And since this caution is going to go on for another hour, in my personal observation, I'm only 30, so I'm not that old. But there's been a shift culturally in racing wherein back in the day it was a lot cheaper to get into, and you had to really work your way up. Not that you don't now, but it's a lot different. Nowadays, when you're trying to work your way up, you have to be able to schmooze with sponsors. You already have to have one coming in. You need to start when you're 6 because you're going to be an ARCA by the time you're 15.
Actually, you got to start at age 4.5 when you're able to legally run a quarter midget in QMA.
Yeah, and so I mean you've got to start early and just
And mommy and
You know-
daddy have to be able to write that big check to get you your first ride.
Yeah. And so what I'm getting at is that in this culture that we have now, it's a lot harder to it probably feels strange for younger people coming into it to look back at the way it was and go, well, gee, it's just a bunch of fat old guys, you know? But
In beat up cars.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, that's not the case with everyone. And to get into the psychology of all of it, we'd be here all night, which, I'm still here for another
Right.
19 minutes before I have to bail. So, I mean, we could be, but,
That's one of the
I think,
reasons, you bring up a good point. It's one of the reasons why I think at your local short tracks, why the quote 4-cylinder enduro class and the 4-cylinder Hornet class are gaining in popularity, because people realize you can still go to a junkyard, get a car, gut it, put a roll cage in it, and go racing.
yeah, and I think there's a disconnect there too, because there's a separation between the people who go, I want to race, and they're willing to do that, and the people who go, I want to race, but I don't want to race one of those.
Right.
I should immediately be in PASS. I should immediately be in CRA, and then run the snowball derby and immediately get a bush ride from Kyle Busch or
Right.
Xfinity,
Well,
and it's just I don't know.
that's the thing. People hear the Brad Keselowski story and go, well, why can't that be me? Well, Brad Keselowski was running his own late model program before he got the ride.
He bankrupted his family
Yes, he
trying
did.
to keep his career going.
But the other thing too is, I remember I was working as a crew chief on a midget team out in Arizona, and the kid that was driving.
What were you doing in Arizona?
They were paying me.
Oh, I like Arizona. I do like it. You're from New York. That's really weird.
Well, anyways, I'm sitting there. We're sitting there in the staging lanes, ready to push off, and the kid that's driving the car is like 13, 14 years old, and the street socks go out, and he looks. He goes, "Why would anybody want to drive one of those?"
Ouch, that hurts.
And I looked at him. I go, dude, you do realize not everybody has a daddy who can afford a $500,000 midget program, right? Well, what do you mean? I go, that's what I used to run. As a matter of fact, if I was back home, I'd be running one right now.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
I go, not everybody can afford. I said, you realize that just the chassis on your midget costs $25,000, $50,000 for the motor, plus the hauler, plus the extra parts. I said, not everybody can afford that.
Nope.
So I went to a junkyard, paid $500 for a car, got some old scrap conduit that met the specifications for a roll cage, welded one up at my buddy's house. We lopped the roof off the car, welded the roll cage in, welded the roof back on, gutted the interior, and went racing. I said,
what do you say to that?
He goes, well, I didn't know. I said, no, you don't know, because you've had everything handed to you,
exactly.
and you're only 13 years old. You don't know what life is yet. So before you condemn somebody and point your finger at somebody, remember, you got 3 more pointing back at you, bud.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is why it's so hard to watch late models anymore. Anyway, we're about to go green, because this is going to get real depressing otherwise.
This is going to get real interesting is what's about to happen. Bob Lacavara, Alex Green, 13-lap tires. And Kevin Paskowicz, 7-lap tires. Scott Dick, 15. Everybody else, 7 laps or less. So, pace car getting ready to duck on in. Let's see what type of start we can get this time. As Jay Anderson, blinking like a fat kid with lemon in his eye.
Green flag.
Wow.
And disappears.
Why is he the fat kid?
Because I'm fat.
Oh, who
And
put lemon in your eye?
My roommate.
Oh, that's not nice.
No, and it was quite painful, too.
So, Bob Lacavara, Alex Green, Scott Dick, Kevin Paskwick, Ryan Heater, all single file, your top 5. And from there on back, everybody's single file. I see Cody Eldred, Tyler Graff, Isaiah Dupree, Mike Whitaker, Tristan Anderson. All these guys getting in line nice and quickly, which is a really good thing, especially for me because I'm going to have to bail for my other race in about 15 minutes, so I'm hoping this stays green.
Hopefully it does, yes. But anything can happen. And the battle for the championship, right now, Kevin Paskowicz has it. However, Tyler Graff, Isaiah Dupree, and Mike Whitaker all running nose to tail behind him as Alex Green, up to the point coming through turns 1 and 2, gets the clear coming off of 2, cuts it low. Lacavara pinches him down a little bit. Might have killed some momentum.
Too, yeah. He'll probably be at his side pod as they go in. I see Paskowicz coming up the outside behind him. Real quick, is it Paskowicz or Paskowick? I'm messing it up. Paskowicz, thank you. He's got a nice run out there. He's pulling a little bit of a draft off of Lacavara as they come down the front straightaway here. And we're seeing a little bit more too wide than I expected when you said Indianapolis. So very good to see that. The outside can be used. It does definitely have its uses, especially if you can keep the guy on the bottom plastered down there so he can't get that exit, he can't get that momentum coming off the corner.
Right, and but the problem is if you do keep him pinched down there, the likelihood of them catching the grass and killing you increases.
This is oh my god! Right when you said that, and this is going to be trouble.
Okay, that may have ended Paskowicz's night.
Here we go. Oh jeez. Looks like our pole sitter got. Oh my god! Okay, he's dead. Oh.
So let's go to the replay of that one. You see Alex Green just punt Paskowicz. Paskowicz eats the safer barrier, tries to keep it up there. Ronnie and just gets run over by Greg Napier. Kevin Paskowicz just got flat run over by Greg Napier.
I don't really know what was going on there. I see like Ronnie's down on the apron. He got forced out of the groove. A lot of things happened here at once. Ronnie gets a run on Mike Whitaker, and that's behind all this. He gets forced down there, and when that happens, I think that Napier saw a hole, went for it, and Paskowicz was trying to get back in line. He's like,
well, the good news is KP looks like he's able to limp the car back to the pits.
Oh, what a hit.
But that's going to burn his fast repair.
There's a big hit here from Hanover Fist, and he phantoms through it, thank goodness, because he was about out of fast repairs. Looks absolutely stellar on the replay.
Well, let's take a look.
I give that one a 9.5. That was a great hit. The only way you can beat that is if your hit causes the hand of God.
Ah, yes, there it is. Yeah, you saw Greg Napier spinning and flipping and rolling and turning, and Terry just caught a race car to the face again.
Yeah, that seems
for the second time tonight.
I have to say, definitely hats off to Ronnie, because he got forced down on the flat in the short chute there and held on to it. Didn't even spin, nothing. Just drove through it like a pro. That was...
Well, let's take a look here. Whew. I don't know if that's after the caution.
So many things went wrong at once right there.
He went across the grass, through the short chute, through the pit-in road, and somehow kept it under him. Yeah, that was a masterful driving job by the youngster in the 13. Good grief.
Wow. Check out Gary Bauer's onboard, because he comes inches from death. Oh, man. Just... Whew. I don't see any damage to his car out of that, but if that wasn't contact, that was the closest miss I've seen in a very long time.
Okay. Well, let's go to the helmet cam on Gary there.
There you go. That's going to be the one. Then you'll know if there was contact or not.
So we're riding along with Gary Bauer right now as he's going through turn 3. You see the accident start in front of him there. You see KP flipping on the outside, and no, that was a tire to the face. There was a tire to the face. If you go into the cockpit view, Layla, you can see the tire to the face.
I'm up here perched like Batman on top of the pagoda, and if I change my posture, it's really going to hurt.
If I could figure out how you do that, I would be a happy camper. bumper, because on short tracks that would be so advantageous.
Okay, so here's what you do.
No.
Control
Don't
F12.
don't explain it to me now, because I can't do it right now.
We're going to educate everybody on the stream. Control plus F12, it brings up your camera controls if you don't know how to do those.
Right.
What you want to do, switch to one of the pit lane cams. They're static. It never switches as there's a lap.
That's what it is.
Aim type up there at the top. At group, it will point at a single car, but it will kind of keep it on an area. You can also do at car. I don't really think there's much difference. At group is a little bit smoother. You want to dampen the camera too. That's a checkbox. Position type fixed. That means it doesn't move around. You can set it to move like the blimp. And then what you want to do is at that point you use Control Z, and then if you hold the Alt key, you can move the camera's position up, down. You can also rotate it. Control will also kind of pan it. So you set it where you want it to be, and you just have a fixed camera that you can cycle through the cars with Shift V and Shift C, or just C and V, and like that there.
All right.
C actually is the camera. I'm sorry. You don't want to use that.
Okay. So Jay Anderson still blinking heavily.
Not good.
As a matter of fact, he just disappeared again. And as for our chase contenders, Isaiah Dupree currently has it.
Ooh, wow. This is going to get tight in here. And unfortunately, this is where I'm going to have to bail for my league race, because I did not quite expect this to go so long. However, if this is still going after my league race, I will come back. If not, I'll be in the practice for the World Figure 8 Championship, and y'all are welcome to join me there after this race.
Now that'll be an open hosted?
Please let me know who the champion was. Yes, it'll be an open hosted. I'll put it up.
All right. So as of right now, Isaiah Dupree has it. Tyler Graff right on his transmission tunnel. Mike Whitaker 2 spots back, and Kevin Paskowicz still on the lead lap.
All right, well, good luck, Tony, and I will catch you either later in this broadcast or later this evening.
Probably later this evening, because I'm hoping we're going to be done before you guys are.
Me too.
Thanks for joining us for at least the first half of the broadcast, Layla, and we will catch you on the next time.
Yep.
Hopefully Sunday night.
Sunday, yeah, I should be here.
And don't forget, Thursday, we're at Concord in the Pro Mazda Series.
If I can be here, I will be here. All right? Yeah.
All right, fair enough. So that was Miss Layla Wilson joining us. She has to step away for one of her own league races, as we are currently closing in on the halfway point here of the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League IR05 season finale. So, back to the task at hand. Bob Lacavara continuing to show the way. Ryan Heater sitting outside row number 1. They did not pit. Tristan Anderson did not pit. Ronnie Osmer did not pit. Jay Anderson did not pit. From Cody Eldridge in 6th place back, everybody did pit. So, business is about to pick up here as the pace car is about ready to duck on off again. Let the games begin, kids, as we will be working lap 44 of 100 when we go back to green. The field is in Bob Lacavara's hands. Again, Kevin Paskowicz still on the lead lap. Sam Cooper-Bennett back on the lead lap, getting the lucky dog under that caution. Green. And Lacavara pulls the trigger, and Heater goes with him. Heater throwing the block on Tristan Anderson, getting it just a tick sideways. Lacavara continuing to show the way. Anderson flirting with those rumble strips down there, trying to find a way past Heater. Ronnie Osmer in tow, just biding his time right now. As Heater goes to the inside of Lacavara, Lacavara gives him plenty of room. And here comes Anderson as well. Lacavara may lose 3 spots before this corner's over with. Fighting back on the high side, Ryan Heater going to lead this one. So Heater and Anderson side by side into turn number 1. Anderson with the preferred line. Heater fighting back, keeping it wound up on the top side. No help from Bob Lacavara. Lacavara not wanting to push. And Heater trying to throw the block. Anderson already there. Heater lets him go, lifts, goes high coming out of turn number 4. And Anderson's going to take the point. Heater trying to keep it wound back up. About a mile and an hour difference. Tristan Anderson's going to lead that lap. Preferred line going into turn number 1. Here comes Lacavara back on the inside of Heater for second. A lot of dicing going on, getting a little bit chippy still early in this event. Cody Eldred almost eating the wall. Another coat of paint, he would have been in trouble. So in the meantime, Isaiah Dupree sitting in 5th place, currently leading the chase. We got Tyler Graff, his teammate, right on his transmission tunnel. Let's take a look at those two. As you see, Graff on the low side, Dupree on the high side in the 93, pushing Ronnie Osmer. Alex Green down pit road. And Eldred having to deal with Bob Lacavara right now. I'm sorry, Graff having to deal with Bob Lacavara. Lacavara going pit side. Not sure what exactly happened there. Gary Bauer. Let's take a look at what took place there. Let's back that up just a little more. You see Gary there in the Asus number 27, right behind David Llewellyn. As they haul off into turn number 1, Gary on the high side, right in the slipstream of Llewellyn. Got up into the marbles. Terry Adams. Oh, my Lanta. That was Dustin Ping that pushed Gary high up into the marbles. Oh, my God. Let's watch that again from a chase cam. So we're following Gary right now. You see Scott Dick to his inside, David Llewellyn to his directly in front of him. There's Dustin Ping to his inside in the 14. Ping just pushes up a little bit. It looks like there may have been bounding box. Oh, Jesus. Again, thank God this is a simulator, or Terry Adams would no longer be with us after that one. Helmet to barrier contact coming off of turn number 2. Good grief. Wow. That's just, oh my Lanta. So, that was an ugly one, folks. And Cody Eldred electing to stay out. Looks like Scott Dick going to stay out. Everybody else going down pit road. And Jesus. Paskowicz electing to stay out under that one too. Getting the track position back. Let's see if let's see. Who do we want to talk to? No. I can only imagine what's going to be going on in Terry's mind right now. So we're going to let him be. I don't actually, Gary, I should say. I don't see Terry in TeamSpeak. Bob Lacavara, not in TeamSpeak. Let's see. So we are going to just remind you folks that you are watching a presentation of the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League. RobertsTechJobs.com, proud sponsor of the Indy Speedway League, is your temp to hire and contract position leader in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you are an IT professional in the Midwest, or if you're looking to relocate, go to RobertsTechJobs.com and take a look and see what they have to offer, and be sure to let Bill know that the ISL sent you. As we are just starting the halfway point, Cody Eldridge showing the way, Scott Dick in second, Kevin Paskowicz third, Tristan Anderson able to win the battle off pit road, sitting now in fourth place. So the top three not pitting. Looks like Jay Anderson has parked it for the night. Dustin Ping has parked it for the night. Mark Mitchell has parked it for the night. Dylan Lucas and Mick Woods not taking the green. So 18 cars left in this one. Defending IR05 season 1 champion Cody Eldred, wearing the number 1, unfortunately, for the last time in this series. But looking to go out with a bang, as we will get the halfway flags this time across the stripe. Already a very eventful race. Eldred, Dick, Paskowicz, Anderson. That's Tristan Anderson. Ryan Heater, Isaiah Dupree, Ronnie Osmer, Mike Whitaker, Tyler Graff, and David Llewellyn, rounding out your top 10. So currently, as we sit, Tristan Anderson, currently the big mover of the race, started 24th, currently running in 4th. Fast lap of the event so far, Greg Napier, 40.337. That is moving. Lights are out on the pace car, meaning we will be going green with 49 laps to go. Again, Tony Trapasso up in the booth. I was joined earlier by the lovely and talented Miss Layla Wilson, who did have to get to another league race that she is in the points chase of herself. She agreed to stop by and broadcast at least the first portion of this event with us, so always happy to have her with us. Creighton Carter up in race control. Always good to have Creighton up there. Mr. Carter, you're doing an awesome job, sir. Keep up the good work. So it looks like Jay Anderson had a disconnect there. Back in the car now. 16 cars being shown on the lead lap. Alex Green, the first car, 1 lap down. And Terry Adams and Gary Bauer, the last of the 19 cars still running. Dustin Ping, Mark Mitchell, Dylan Lucas, and Mick Woods out of the event. Pace car getting ready to duck on off. Cody Eldred getting ready to turn them loose. Holding them back. Finally pulls the trigger. KP green goes flag, with him. Eldred and Paskowicz getting a great jump right now. Those two have worked together, and raced hard together, but also worked together most of the season unofficially. Cody being the unofficial 4th man now in Team Phenomenal. So Eldred showing the way. Paskowicz, Dick, right on his transmission tunnel. Heater right there with, hanging with him. The field's starting to get strung out a little bit. A little bit of the snake going on right now. Some people trying to ditch the or break the draft of the people behind him. Scott Dick goes wide. Ryan Heater goes to the inside. New third place. Here comes Isaiah Dupree with him. Dupree up into fourth now. As Heater gets a run on the outside of Paskowicz. Paskowicz with the preferred line has Dupree right on his transmission tunnel. Heater ducks in front. And here comes Scott Dick on the high side. We're almost 3 wide for fourth. Heater with a run on the high side. Eldred still with a nose out front as they cross the stripe. Heater ducks back in line. Eldred continuing to show the way. And Isaiah Dupree shuffled back to sixth in that whole melee. Discretion being the better part of valor. Still a lot of racing left to go. We're currently working lap 54 of 100. Eldred, Heater, Paskowicz, Osmer, Dick, Dupree, Whitaker, Graff, Llewellyn, and Tristan Anderson rounding out your top 10. Through the short chute, coming onto the front straightaway again. Eldred protecting that low line, and Jay Anderson blinking badly at the back of the field again. Heater with the nose to the inside. Ronnie Osmer right on his transmission tunnel. This is where it gets sketchy. 2 wide for the lead. Eldred and Heater side by side. Eldred still with a nose out front. And here comes Dupree. Dupree side by side with Paskowicz. 3 wide. And Tyler Graff wisely just burping the throttle to not make it 3 wide. Paskowicz keeps his foot into it. Paskowicz in fourth. Graff in fifth. Dupree in sixth. That's the battle for your championship, folks. Paskowicz hooking up with Heater right now, trying to get a little bit of draft, trying to get a little bit of daylight between himself and Tyler Graff. Graff right on his transmission tunnel right now. As Ryan Heater on the outside, a man on a lonely island. Gonna get freight trained right now. How many spots is he gonna end up losing? Looks like 3 at least. Able to duck in right in front of Isaiah Dupree. Paskowicz up into third. Too much of a run to try to cut off Tyler Graff. Graff stays with him. Paskowicz to the inside with Osmer. Cody Eldred continuing to show the way as they click off. Going to be working lap 58 this time across the stripe. Eldred continuing to show the way. Heater trying to look on the inside of Dupree. Gets the spot from Dupree, now working on Graff. Eldred trying to shake Osmer. Osmer staying right with him. Paskowicz to the inside. Doesn't have enough momentum. Has to duck back into line. Now, the one thing we were being told during the hot lap session is if you stay tucked in behind somebody for too long in fifth gear, these engines have gone twiff. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, watch one of Layla Wilson's videos, you'll get the joke. How much longer can these guys stay running like this? Ronnie Osmer peeks out now, tries to get some cool air to those radiators. That's going to open it up for Kevin Paskowicz. Paskowicz to the inside, now right behind Cody Eldred. Unofficial teammate, and Osmer's going to get shuffled.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
And let's see who died. Gary Bauer, pointing the wrong way on a one-way street. Let's see what happened there. It's got Bob Lacavara right behind him. You see Gary leading this pack as just catches the apron. Wow, that car just went around on its own. And I don't know what else to say. But with the amount of laps that have been turned, I'm thinking Gary might have used up his last quick repair. And it looks like he has left the server. Greg Napier has left the server. So we have 17 cars remaining out on track right now. Terry Adams, the first car a lap down. Jay Anderson, the last car on the lead lap, as the pace car picks up the leader, Cody Eldred. I'm going to go on a limb and say you're probably going to see a lot of cars going down pit road here, as we are working lap 61 of 100, 40 to go from this point. So you got Cody Eldred, Ronnie Osmer, Kevin Pasquich, Tyler Graff, Isaiah Dupree, Ryan Heater, Scott Dick, Tristan Anderson, Mike Whitaker, and David Llewellyn rounding out your top 10 right now. Still a lot of racing left to go here. And it looks like we have a ton of takers going down pit road. Eldred going down pit road. Ronnie Osmer, Kevin Pasquich, Tyler Graff, Isaiah Dupree, Ryan Heater, Scott Dick, Tristan Anderson going down pit road. That looks like Terry Adams taking the wave around. Alex Green taking the wave around. That's going to put both of them back on the lead lap. Everybody on the lead lap going down pit road. And Ronnie Osmer winning the race off pit road there. Osmer, Graff, Pasquich, Eldred, Dupree, Heater, Anderson, Dick, Whitaker, and Llewellyn. Your top 10 coming off of pit road. As Terry Adams gets the lucky dog. Alex Green going to settle for the wave around. And then hoping for a quick caution. So that's going to put everybody back on the lead lap once Green gets his wave around. This is where things get interesting. Ronnie Osmer, again, winning the battle off pit road, going to start up on point. Tyler Graff going to start outside row number 1. Kevin Pasquich going to start right behind the leader. And you've heard me say it time and time again, folks. Outside row number 1 is the most difficult position to start in all of iRacing. So Graff is pretty much a sitting duck. And it's going to be a drag race between Pasquich and Graff going into 1. Pasquich is going to have Isaiah Dupree right on his transmission tunnel. And then Mike Whitaker is going to be a couple cars back in 9th. So all your chase contenders in the top 10, 3 of them in the top 5. If you're not excited about this, you better check your pulse rate and go drink a cup of coffee, because this doesn't wake you up, nothing will. IR05's Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you. Mr. Creighton Carter over on Race Control, reminding you that you are watching a presentation of the RobertsTechJobs.com IndyCar Speedway League. RobertsTechJobs.com, proud sponsor of the Indy Speedway League, is your attempt to hire and contract position leading placement professional. That's what I meant to say. You're a leader in contract and attempt to hire positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you are an IT professional in the Midwest, or if you're looking to relocate, go to robertstechjobs.com and be sure to let Bill know that the ISL sent you. So again, we started with 12 a couple weeks ago. We are now down to 4. Tyler Graff, Kevin Paskowicz, Isaiah Dupree, and Mike Whitaker. And whoever finishes higher here is going to be crowned IR05 Season 2 champion. Defending Season 1 champion Cody Eldred currently sitting in 4th position. Going to be starting, as the lights go out on the pace car, Cody Eldred going to be starting next to Kevin Paskowicz and behind Tyler Graff. No love lost between those two. Isaiah Dupree, teammates with Tyler Graff, starting behind Paskowicz. So in the top 5, you've got 3 of your chase contenders, and back a little bit, you see the world's fastest hippie, Mike Whitaker, on the inside line there in the red tie-dye car. Show you what you're looking for there. In the 707. So this is where it gets interesting. Ronnie Osmer looking to get the restart of his life, looking to, basically just tell the story of what everybody can expect next season. As Isaiah Dupree starts to blink again. But Osmer, a late call-up from the Pro Mazda Series, not able to get enough starts to qualify for the chase, even though he did have a win prior to going into the chase. It's going to be a drag race going into turn number 1. Because I don't know if Tyler Graff is going to be able to get the... There he goes.
Green, green, green.
Paskowicz goes with him. Paskowicz already up into 2nd. With the restart he needed, Osmer got away, brought Paskowicz with him. Tyler Graff, unfortunately, starting outside row number 1, not able to time the run right. Paskowicz protecting that low line. Osmer way on the high side. You got 3 cars on that inside. Tyler Graff thinking better of it. Almost had to use the grass there. And Paskowicz telling him, hey, if you want to go by me, you're going to have to go by on the high side. Paskowicz right now in Osmer's draft. Giving Tyler Graff plenty of room. Graff... muscling his way through there. Good grief. Desperate times call for desperate measures as we are 35 to go right now. Graff back up into 2nd. Paskowicz sitting right behind him. That is your battle for the championship right there. Graff in 2nd, Paskowicz in 3rd, Isaiah Dupree in 5th. Mike Whitaker currently sitting 8th. And unfortunately for Tyler Graff, if he wants to win this race, I think he's going to have to turn Ronnie Osmer to do it. And Isaiah Dupree up to 4th now, side by side with Paskowicz. Paskowicz with the line going into 3. Ducking that nose out there ever so slightly. Trying to keep the cool air on the radiators, not looking to overheat anything. And Tyler Graff better be careful. He hand grenaded one during hot laps earlier tonight. He probably doesn't want to do that right now as Isaiah Dupree looks to the inside of Paskowicz. They're side by side. That's for 3rd. Dupree pinches it off. Paskowicz keeps it wound up. Give the spot to Paskowicz. Ronnie Osmer continues to show the way. Looking to play spoiler with the championship right now. Osmer just protecting that low line. He wants the win. He could care less what happens behind him. He just wants the cup. Any coffee cup, any Dixie cup, and sure as hell don't want to be drinking out of it. Paskowicz gets a run coming off a 2, goes to the high side. 2 miles an hour difference, 3 miles an hour difference. Ducks back in line. Isaiah Dupree right to his outside, keeping him pinched down. Paskowicz with the preferred line. That's for 3rd right now. 2nd overall in the championship chase, though. And Paskowicz knows that if he leaves that door open, Isaiah Dupree is going to come marching through and get right on his teammate's trans tunnel. Working lap 70 of 100. Oswald, Graff, Paskowicz, Dupree, Anderson, Eldridge, Llewellyn, Whitaker, Dick, and Cooper Bennett back up into the top 10. We have not yet seen the money stop, folks. It'll be 30 laps to go this time across the stripe. Nobody can make it from here. So we have not seen the money stop. And if this does go green, all bets are off. And these guys are getting chippy up in the front. Nobody wanting to... No quarter asked for, no quarter given. As Paskowicz slips up, Dupree gets to his inside. Side by side coming out of turn number 4. Paskowicz keeping it wound up on the high side. And trying to use the draft of Ronnie Osmer. Paskowicz still with a nose out front coming across the stripe. Dupree with the preferred line going into 1. They almost touch. Paskowicz hanging strong on that 2nd lane. Tristan Anderson looks like he's giving him a little bit of room. And it is getting, again, it's getting very chippy. Osmer continuing to show the way. Graff right on his back. Dupree right there as well. Paskowicz going to lose another spot as Whitaker gets by him. Paskowicz may have used up what goodie was left on his tires. Tyler Graff and Isaiah Dupree, right now, you're two battling it out for the lead in this championship. We're currently running 2nd and 3rd on the track. Ronnie Osmer continues to show the way overall. Not in the chase, but looking to send a clear message to the rest of the field that they better look out for him next season. Graff without enough of a run. Dupree not looking to push him. Talk about hanging your teammates out to dry. If they had pushed, they could have gotten by. Osmer spins. How was that
Yellow
not a
flag is out.
caution? There we go. And Ronnie Osmer looking to try to get it to pit road. Good grief. Let's see what did happen there. Osmer catches the rumble strips coming off a 4, and around she goes. That's all it takes in these cars. It's finally tuned as they are. He just caught the rumble strips. You see him coming through 3 right here. Watch him on the exit of 4. He touches them, and that unsettles the car just enough. Around she goes. Luckily, nobody collecting him. 25 laps to go this next time across the stripe. From what we've seen, it'll be close, but I think they could probably make it. Again, it's going to be close. So we'll see if we've got any takers right now going down pit road. And who's going to be able to pull off a miracle. Graf currently sitting in first. Dupree currently sitting second. Whitaker in fifth. Pasquich in seventh. As the leaders, looks like everybody's coming down pit road. Everybody in the top 10 taking it down pit side. And we are going to watch to see who wins the battle off pit road. Tristan Anderson, first one to get into his pit stall. Tyler Graf's into his stall. Whitaker's into his. Dupree sideways into his. Pasquich hits his marks. Graf already down off the jacks. Dupree down off the jacks. And Graf is going to win the battle off pit road. Johnny Antonucci and Terry Adams staying out. Whitaker and Pasquich side by side. So Graf and Dupree, third and fourth. Whitaker and Pasquich, eighth and ninth, respectively. .25 laps to go. Johnny Antonucci gonna. Alex Green with a wing that looks like I did a cannonball on it. That's kind of nasty looking. Not exactly sure what happened to Alex, but one lap down, not going to get the wave around. Going to need to get that car fixed, so pits are going to be open to Alex this time by. Antonucci 14 laps into his stint. Alex Green going pit side. Terry Adams going pit side. That's going to hand the lead over to Tyler Graf. Things just got interesting, folks. So, points racing is done. It's over. Whoever finishes higher between Tyler Graf, Isaiah Dupree, Mike Whitaker, and Kevin Pasquich, that's going to be the deciding factor on what takes place. Who gets the championship? You know, it all comes down to, from here, they should be able to make it, as we are 24 laps to go. It'll be 23 this time by, depending on who can save what for fuel. You almost got to think that they've got to go for it here. You know, basically, you have to. So, Tyler Graff, Isaiah Dupree, Tristan Anderson, Cody Eldred, David Llewellyn, Mike Whitaker, Scott Dick, Sam Cooper Bennett, Dylan Moskowitz, Johnny Antonucci, Terry Adams, and I'm being told Kevin Paskowitz too fast exiting. Tough break for KP. 14 cars left on the lead lap. Bob Lacavara and Ronnie Osmer, the last 2 cars on the lead lap. Alex Green, the first car, 1 lap down. And the last car still running, I should say. Jay Anderson retiring, Ryan Heater retiring, Gary Bauer retiring, Greg Napier, Dustin Ping, Mark Mitchell, Dylan Lucas, all retired, and Mick Woods not starting, DNS, I should say. Lights are out on the pace car, so you got to wonder what type of shenanigans are going to be played with the teammates as they start on the front row. Tyler Graff and Isaiah Dupree running for Team NLR. And unofficial Team NLR member Tristan Anderson sitting there with unofficial Team Phenomenal member Cody Eldred, defending IR05 Series champion. Then you got Mike Whitaker, David Llewellyn in row 3. Sam Cooper Bennett and Dylan Moskowitz, Scott Dick and Sam Cooper Bennett, row 4. Dylan Moskowitz and Johnny Antonucci, row 5. Terry Adams, Bob Lacavara, row 6. And Kevin Paskowitz and Ronnie Osmer in row number 7. We are going to be 22 laps to go this time across the stripe as they work their way through short chute between 3 and 4. Pace car getting ready to duck on off. Going to hand the field back over to Tyler Graff. And at his discretion, he can pull the trigger. Pace car is in. And Graff pulls the trigger.
Green flag, green flag.
And it looks like everybody gets a pretty decent start, except for Isaiah Dupree. Tristan Anderson able to go with Graff better than Dupree is. Cody Eldred not wanting to force the issue too much. Goes to the inside of Dupree. Gets the position. David Llewellyn there as well. Dupree's going to lose a couple of spots here. It's going to bring him back towards Mike Whitaker before they get to turn number 3, I fear. Able to hang tight on the high side. Gets the run. Anderson gives him plenty of room. Lets him back in. That's what teammates can do for you. Whitaker up into 5th. As we are 21 to go. Everybody should be able to make it from here. Graff continuing to show the way. Isaiah Dupree right on his transmission tunnel. That is not only the battle for the race win, it's also the battle for the championship win. Two young gunners, both hungry for the championship here in the IR05 series. And I almost got to think that if race control wanted to call it, they could almost call that fake pitting every lap. Because they are well below the commitment line. As Dupree puts 2 tires in the grass. I can't help but think that if somebody just touches the rumble strips right now, they're going to take out a lot of good cars. And these guys are really getting chippy up in the front of the field. You see Graff protecting that low line, and we saw earlier, that just eats tires. Just straight up eats them. And you see Mike Whitaker running what would be considered a traditional line where high on the straights, low on the turns. Again, trying to use the draft, but not quite as low as Tyler Graff is right now. Isaiah Dupree still not as low as Tyler Graff is. It's Tristan Anderson flirting with those rumble strips. Gets to the inside of Dupree, lifts. Nope, doesn't. Anderson with the position coming off of turn number 4. Dupree right in front of Whitaker right now. Tries to slot back in. Whoa! That almost ended poorly. Isaiah Dupree showing just how desperate he is right now. Almost eats the inside wall trying to get back in line. This is getting chippy. It's Cody Eldred moves to the high side to try to help Mike Whitaker right now. Whitaker now slots back in. Whitaker running that high line, hoping to stay out of trouble should something go sideways, literally. As we are currently working lap 84 of 100. It'll be 16 to go this next time across the stripe. Tyler Graff continuing to show the way. Isaiah Dupree still holding on to second, but just by barely. Tristan Anderson with the position on the inside. And Anderson up into second. Dupree back to third. And he could lose some more as David Llewellyn and Cody Eldridge still on the inside as well. Graff shows the way. Anderson sitting second. David Llewellyn back up into the top 3 from starting on the pole. Had a little bit of bad luck earlier. Looking to try to win this thing. Going to have to do it the hard way. We will be 15 to go this time across the stripe, and Tristan Anderson eats it.
Yellow flag is out.
Oh, that's going to shake things up a little bit. Let's see what happened with Tristan Anderson. Caught those rumble strips through turn 4, and that's all it took. Let's see what a chase cam looks like on that one. You see him right in Graff's slipstream. Almost catches him coming off a 3. Watch the left side tires right there. Catches those rumble strips that just unsettles the car enough. And around she goes. And everybody doing a masterful job to try to avoid him as he backs it into the wall. Able to limp it back to pits. Tough break for Anderson. So let's reset things. Tyler Graff up on point. 15 laps to go currently. David Llewellyn sits second. Isaiah Dupree sits third. Mike Whitaker sits fifth. Cody Eldridge sits fourth. So Graff, Dupree, and Whitaker all going to start on the inside. And everybody's going pit side. Looks like everybody's taking it down pit road. See if anybody's going to gamble it here. Tristan Anderson, who entered a closed pit, is going to be going to the tail end of the longest line. Graff into his stall. Short pit and just grabbing enough fuel. Paskowicz still in his stall. Dupree out of his stall. Eldred out. Llewellyn out. Whitaker out. Dick out. That didn't sound right. Kevin Paskowicz finally out of his stall. Ronnie Osmer out of his stall. Johnny Antonucci rounding out your top 10. Alex Green still in his stall getting fixed. I'm thinking he burned up all his fast repairs earlier. So Isaiah Dupree, a sitting duck yet again. Graf, Dupree, Eldred, Llewellyn, Whitaker, Dick, Paskowicz, Osmer, Llewellyn, and Adams, your top 10. So the question is anybody going to be willing to work with Mike Whitaker? You got Tyler Graf, Cody Eldred, Mike Whitaker, and Kevin Paskowicz all on the inside line. Eldred's going to have to get the restart of his life and try to use Dupree as a pick if Whitaker or Paskowicz have any chance here. And then the pressure is going to be on Tyler Graf as far as can he hold on from here. Doesn't look like anybody took tires. I take that back. Whitaker took tires. Tyler Graf did not take tires. Isaiah Dupree did not take tires. Cody Eldred, no tires. David Llewellyn doesn't look like he took tires. So the first car to take tires, Mike Whitaker. Actually, the only car in the top 10 to take tires, Mike Whitaker. No, I do stand corrected again. Scott Dick also taking tires. So let's see what 4 tires are going to do here. Track position or being able to make maneuvers and not have to worry about the back end of the car stepping out on you. And I'm seeing a lot of quick pit stops here. The question is, who was able to get enough fuel in the car to go the distance? That's the big question right now. And it looks like we will be restarting with 11 to go, give or take. Bear with me 1 second, folks, as I have to take care of some personal business. So lights are out on the pace car. Pull those belts tight one more time and put them up on the dash, boys, because it's all coming down to this. 11 to go and we go back to green. And the battle is still raging for who's going to win the Season 2 championship. Tyler Graf and Isaiah Dupree up on row number 1. Cody Eldred, David Llewellyn, row number 2. Mike Whitaker and Kevin Paskowicz, row number 3. All the chasers can see each other. Actually, I take that back. Kevin Paskowicz and Mike Whitaker starting nose to tail. So they work their way through turn 3 into the short chute. Again, 11 laps to go, and anything can happen. We know that the teammates are going to battle each other as hard as they possibly can, both trying to win this championship. Cody Eldred needing the restart of his life to try to help Mike Whitaker and Kevin Paskowicz. The pace car is in. Field's in Tyler Graf's hands. He pulls the trigger. Cody Eldred goes with him. Eldred right on his transmission tunnel. with the preferred line going into turn number 1. Dupree hung out to dry, tries to sneak in. Eldred's there. Dupree is hung out to dry, trying to pinch Eldred down. Keeps that up. Eldred's going to hurt him. Dupree side by side with Graff. Eldred in the draft of Graff. And yes, that does rhyme. I don't care anymore. Side by side with Dupree. Dupree keeping it wound up on the top side. Eldred trying to work the low side on Llewellyn right now. Oh, they're getting chippy. Maybe 10 to go this time across the stripe. Eldred's there. Dupree trying to keep him pinched down. Whitaker, no hole. Stuck back in 5th right now. Paskowicz stuck back in 6th. Got a little bit of drafting help from Scott Dick. Still side by side, Graff and Dupree. This just, I can only see this ending poorly. As we're going to be 9 to go this time across the stripe. And Ronnie Osmer blinking badly. With as close as these top 6 are running, this just has calamity written all over it. Dupree slots in behind Graff. Graff shows the way. Dupree definitely wants to win this championship. Friendships are going to go out the window as we are going to be 8 to go this time across the stripe. Dupree to the high side again. Graff still shows the way. Eldred trying to get up there. Still side by side. Another coat of paint on those rims. Those guys would have been in deep trouble. Dupree trying to pinch Graff down. Graff still with the preferred line going into turn number 3. Nose out front to Graff. Cody Eldred to the inside of Dupree. Eldred up into 2nd. Eldred peeks to the inside, stays there next to Dupree, almost gets it sideways. Mike Whitaker going with Eldred. Eldred had to check up just a little bit. Looks like he may have caught the rumble strips. Three wide for 5th. Paskowicz comes out with it. Graff still showing the way. Dupree trying desperately on the high side. Graff continues to show the way. Still has that preferred line on the inside. Llewellyn to the inside. Now side by side with Dupree for 2nd. Dupree's got to be kicking himself right now. Llewellyn threw him a dummy. And they're side by side down the back straightaway. Graff still showing out in front. He's got to be loving this behind him. No love lost between these two. Llewellyn pinches down. Dupree has to let off or else he's going to eat the wall. As we are 5 to go. All friendships are now out the window. Llewellyn sits 2nd. Cody Eldred on the high side, currently sitting in 3rd. Tyler Graff continues to show the way. That is your championship leader. Eldred and Dupree side by side for 3rd, down the front straightaway. Paskowicz thinking about making it 3 wide, thinks better of it. Ducks right back in behind Dupree. Dupree with the preferred line pushes Llewellyn a little bit wide. Llewellyn slots back in. I just see this ending poorly, and I don't know why. You ever have one of those feelings of impending doom, folks? Three to go, this time across the stripe. As Llewellyn with a nose out front across the stripe that time. Llewellyn able to hang tough on the high side as Pasquich. Oh.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Let's watch what happened there. This is the replay, folks. Watch the purple car. Collects Eldred, collects Whitaker. Oh, my Lanta. Let's go to a chase cam and see what happened there. There may have been help. There may not have been help. I don't know. Just arrow push. Just arrow push, and that's going to do it. That is definitely going to do it. Tyler Graff, your Season 2 champion. So we are now going to...
User was moved to your channel.
We are now going to pull him down into the booth. Tyler Graff, how's it feel?
Dude, after Sunday night and everything that went wrong, I don't know what to say. I was expecting tonight to be an absolute everything going against me, and wow. With my real life racing, I've been struggling for money, and this has been what I've been able to do right now. I get back on the real track at the end of the month, but right now this is everything. This is awesome. This is amazing.
Well, for what it's worth, you guys were trying to start a dumpster fire for the last 10 laps.
Yeah, they were running so hard, and I gotta thank everybody that was just running with so much respect tonight. I mean, at first lap, first corner, Alex said we didn't make it through turn 1 last year, and
he's right, we didn't.
User joined your channel.
How far this league has came, how far everybody is driving has came. Everyone was scared to race around me at the beginning of the season, and I'm
still scared to race around you, so don't feel bad.
I'm just ecstatic to race somewhere where everybody can race so close and have fun, and it's definitely awesome to be able to take home a win in a championship at Indy in the William Rask car in the number of my racing hero. This is just awesome.
Has it sunk in yet, though, that you are the IR05 Season 2 champion?
No, actually, it's not until I cross the line here in about a quarter of a lap here. But I'm glad I got a night off tomorrow off of work, because I'll be drinking a bunch of my ladies' Hard Mike's lemonade to celebrate tonight.
What, are you a college student?
Yeah, actually I am.
Okay, carry on then.
Registered for classes.
Tyler, I can't be more proud of you, man. You fought all season, and even when things looked their lowest, you never gave up, dude. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of the team you put together. If anybody deserved this, it couldn't happen to a better guy in the league, man. I love you, brother.
Thank you, Alex. That means a lot. Yeah, the NLR. I mean, all these guys. This team is amazing. I mean, Isaiah could have pinched me down 4 or 5 times there, and he still gave me just enough room to breathe. And
well, he wanted to turn you there a couple of times as he went almost into pit wall to try to get by you on the inside.
Yeah. I actually, right when that happened, I queued up the mic and I said, "Hey, Isaiah, you know that pit wall gives you a boost, right?"
Yeah, straight up into the air.
Yeah, it's a boost, you know?
Hey, guess what? It's official now.
It's official. Oh, man, this is awesome. This is absolutely awesome.
You realize it's not going to sink in really for like another day, right?
No, I mean, and a lot of people are that I talk to this about are like, oh, it's just virtual car racing. It's anybody who's a racer and has raced or is passionate about the sport, they know what it means
User
to
left your channel.
do well in anything remotely close to what the actual thing is. And I'm just ecstatic. I'm so proud of my teammates, the competition, you guys up in the booth for doing everything for the series. I don't know what else to say. I'm ecstatic right now.
Well, we're going to bring your teammate down into the booth now.
User was moved to your
You know,
channel.
bringing Isaiah in. Isaiah, you know,
User joined your channel.
you did what you could to try to get by him, and did everything except turn him. Now, you do realize, Isaiah, that there is protocol that whoever finishes second in the IR05s has to go into the booth all the next season, right?
No, see, about that there, I'm not really sure how I feel about that, so...
Too late,
I mean-
man. You knew the job was dangerous when you took it.
Alright, so, I'm retiring.
Isaiah here. This kid spent the entire race debating whether or not he was gonna piss in a bottle. I'm not kidding. The
That's
whole
very
race
true.
he was complaining about it.
I'd like to point out that I did.
It hurts a lot.
See, when you go to your local pharmacy, they sell these lovely little things called urinals. Same thing you get in a hospital. It has a cap on it and everything. And yeah, every sim racer should own at least one.
I'm tempted to buy one now.
Burn them down, Tyler. Burn them down.
I think I might be out of gas.
Yeah,
User left your
just
channel.
heard the engine
Oh,
die.
there it goes.
So, but Isaiah, masterful run. You guys ran, top 10 most of the night. You did everything you could except turn your teammate, which, with a friend like that, you wouldn't need a proctologist.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have some help on the outside line, but person in particular running behind me didn't really feel like giving me any help, but it happens. Congrats, Tyler, on winning the championship. Hell of a job there.
Thanks, buddy. We'll hopefully you'll get yours on Sunday here.
So, Tyler Graff coming home with the championship. Isaiah Dupree, unfortunately, not having quite enough time left in the tank. Creighton Carter joining us in the booth right now. Creighton, what did you want to say to these two fine gentlemen?
That it was well earned, and that was the hardest racing I have seen in a long time.
And there was a lot of times where I was white knuckled, and I'm just broadcasting.
Yeah, same here. I thought that there was going to be a wreck any second. They were all over each other. But that just goes to show that these are the best in this league.
As far as IR05s go, I would put anybody in this league up against anyone else in the entire virtual world. On any day, and it just showed tonight that you guys ran that hard for that long, that close on the track, and nobody died.
They didn't even really hit each other.
Well, there was one time where another coat of paint on those rims, and they might have been in trouble. But again, everybody gave each other plenty of room. You guys gave each other plenty of respect. And you definitely earned my respect tonight running that hard for that long. Now, if you do watch the stream, you're going to hear me say, why do I see this ending poorly? I don't know why. Because it looked like it was about to turn dumpster fire.
If it was anyone else, it would have.
The past 2 days, I think I've had every scenario go through my head. I was on the verge of asking to leave work to come practice because I saw KP was on track practicing, and I'm sitting here like, if he's practicing, I need to be practicing. It's just, we're all so competitive in here, and it's just a great league to run in.
Yeah, it
So you
is.
have a main gate.
I'm in a lot of pain right now.
User left your channel.
Oh my god, that was fun though. Yeah, there's a couple times coming out of the turn where I'd hear Tyler's engine creep closer sound-wise, and I'd be like, oh, I should probably back off a little bit. It's fun.
Yeah, it might not be a bad idea. And for some reason, I'm not seeing... Huh.
I'm gonna hop up to main gate. Thank you for everything you do.
Tyler,
in the booth, Tony.
Congratulations on the championship, and we will see you in a little bit up in main gate. And I would like to say right now to everybody in the league, Miss Layla Wilson has invited all of us to come play in her figure 8 race tonight, which is going to be a little test and tune session for the World Figure 8 World Championship that they're putting on in 2 weeks.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll have to see what I'm doing.
That'll be an open hosted. You can go look right now.
All right, well,
Awesome.
I'm gonna hop to main gate, Tony. Thank you.
All right, gentlemen.
Thank you,
Congratulations on the 1-2,
User
and
left your channel.
we will see you up in the post-race drivers meeting.
User left your channel.
So I'm not seeing a reply yet from third place in the point standings, Mr. Mike Whitaker. Tough break for him. Unfortunately, getting caught up in that little fracas there towards the end that brought out the last caution. Whitaker coming home in 12th, Pasquich in 13th. Heartbreaker for both of them. David Llewellyn finishing on the podium in 3rd. Ronnie Osmer, I believe, getting the big mover of the race award. Tristan Anderson getting the hard charger award, starting 24th, finishing 6th. You know, who says that Ron Fellows is the only Canadian that can drive? Able to bounce back from that little spin he had earlier. That's going to do it for the IR05s this season. I would like to remind everybody, Thursday night we will be seeing the RobertsTechJobs.com Icebreaker Pro Mazda Series at Concord. Again, a free track, so if you want to get an invite to that event, just say, hey, I would like to, I would like to join the Icebreaker Series. You can put it in the comments of this video with your iRacing name, and we'll try to get you added to that one. It's Thursday night. Hot lap start at 8:30. Qualifying starts at 9. And then we'll be back here Sunday night. Hot lap start at 8. Qualifying 8:05. Qualifying starts at 8:35 for the DW12 season finale. So on behalf of your IR05 Season 2 champion Tyler Graff, for Alex Green, the league owner, you have been watching a presentation of the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League. RobertsTechJobs.com, your Midwest leader in intent to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you are an IT professional in the Midwest, or if you're looking to relocate, please go to RobertsTechJobs.com and be sure to let Bill know that the ISL sent you. For Miss Layla Wilson, for Creighton Carter, I am Tony Trapasso saying we will see you back here Sunday night in the DW12s.